Don't overthink anything, bro. We're living in the moment. We put in too much fucking work, bro. Have fun today. Let's go. Bring it up, baby. Let's go. Daddy on me. Daddy on me.
What is good, YouTube, man? How is everybody doing? Hope everybody's having a fantastic Saturday, because that is where we are. We are less than 24 hours between our next matchup with the New Orleans Saints. You guys, this is a good chance to get one game closer to getting that 500 mark, which we know is very, very important going forward as we get closer and closer to the latter ends of the season. Well, we're going to need to start looking at playoff implications. Of course, we need to take it one game at a time. But this is very, very important. So we are here, man. And the Raiders, man, hopefully our guys feeling better, because we got a lot of questionable, man. We got 8 questionable guys on the injury report, with 5 of them being impact starters. So we're going to talk about that really quick. Shout out to everybody who's already in the building. Shout out to my brother GA Patriot with the he already got the intro in there. We got Suave, Snaps, we got Sean, we got Raider Dangerfield, Bobby. Shout out to everybody who's already in the building. Shout out to the members in the chat as well. We got GA, we got Sean in here. For those of you guys who'd like to become a member, the link is posted in the chat right there for you guys. Who's out for the Saints? They are missing a lot, man, and they're really missing a lot in the defensive backfield, man. They're missing 3 corners, potentially a 4th. So we're going to talk about that, man. We're going to talk about that. Shout out to KJ in the building, Raider Ross, Vibe Raider, Kenny, my dog, what's popping, bro? Hammer in the building, my guy, Graham Cam, my dog in here. Shout out to the chat, man. Hope everything is good. George in the building, DeMarcus. Shout out to everyone. But look, like I said, we could talk about that too, DeMarcus. Or my bad, I read the wrong time. We could talk about that too, George. But hey, you already know how it is, DeMarcus. We got about fucking 20 of these on deck, man. Let's see, Brian in the building. We got Junior in the building, Paul, Albert, Docs, Andrew. What's good with everybody? Hit that like, you guys, and of course, if you haven't already, hit that sub. We are super freaking close to 7 bands, yo. 7,000 subscribers. Let's get there. If you guys have not already sub up. But let's get straight into it, man. Let's get straight into it. Actually, let me pull it up on the screen for you guys to see for yourselves all the players that we are missing and all the players that they are missing. So we'll get that in right now. You should be able to see all the guys. Like I said, 8. Yes, I repeat, 8 guys all listed as questionable for this week's game, 5 of them being starters. So we got Jonathan Abram listed as questionable to be for this next week's or tomorrow's matchup. Questionable. Thankfully, it's not doubtful for these guys, right? So, but we are technically at risk of losing 5 starters tomorrow. Jonathan Abram is a starter. Devontae, we know, is a starter. Divine Diablo is a starter in certain packages. Mac Hollins has started all season. Darren Waller is also a starter, of course, when he's healthy. So we're at risk of losing 5 guys, 5 starters. Of course, the one with illnesses with Devontae Adams, he should be fine. Jonathan Abram, he should also be fine. So thankfully, those guys are good. But we know that Darren Waller, with his hammy, he's still been dealing with that, right? He's still been dealing with that hamstring injury. So he's limited, but thankfully he's participated in Thursday and Friday's practice. So hopefully we could see a Darren Waller return, and hopefully it's the Darren Waller that we all love and know. If not, pack him up, get him out of here. But DJ Turner, after being out on IR for four weeks, the man is not fully healthy. This time, instead of it being a high ankle sprain, it looks like he picked up a hamstring injury in that game, but he's practiced all week, so that's very, very good. Josh Jacobs picked up an injury. But he's been practicing as a full for the last 2 days. Jayon Brown should make a return. Cleveland Ferrell was on there. But I want to talk to you guys about something that our brother right here brought up, and that is the trade. Oh, man, I completely skipped over them. Hold on. Before we get to that, sorry, I want to get into some trade deadline talk as well. But let me get into what they are missing as well. So, as you can see on the bottom half of this screen, you see Michael Thomas, Jarvis Landry, both already listed as out. They're without their starting corner on one side. Paulson Adebo could be out as well. He practiced, but it is a knee injury for Paulson Adebo. So if he's not able to go, that would be very, very big. We can truly attack that. On top of that, they placed another one of their corners on IR. So that is 3 DBs. 2 of them for certain won't play tomorrow, so we should definitely be able to attack them in the air. Of course, we know that our strong suit right now is our ground and pound, but we shouldn't have a problem attacking them in the air with a potential third guy in their defensive back room all out for this week's matchup should be huge. Ryan Ramczyk, him being back is big for them. But their 2 starting wide receivers, their X and their slot, are both out. So that is big. This one right here at the very bottom of your screen is probably one thing that we should know. David Onyemata, this is somebody who was not listed, but he picked up an illness on Friday and he didn't participate. So he's only been on there for 1 day, 1 full day. Hopefully, if they're without with David Onyemata, I think we could see another just absolute dominance in the run from start to finish, because that is a starter on their defensive line. So we'll see how that plays out for them, but they do have a ton of players on the injury report as well. Our guys are mostly listed with illnesses, so that could be better for us, but that is what it is for that. Now, shout out to, who was it? Let's see. Who mentioned it? There we go. We get shout out to George. He says, "What's poppin', partner? You think Abram is getting traded before the deadline?" I don't think so. If I'm being honest, I know Jonathan Abram, I know Cleveland Ferrell have been 2 guys that were really been talked about a lot since this deadline is coming up closer and closer. I don't think that either one of those guys will be traded. I don't think that we'll get enough value for them. We've already began to pay them for this season. If we're fine with shipping off Abram for a 6th or 7th round pick, I would like to ask you guys that. Would you trade away Abram for a 7th round pick? Because honestly, I think that that's all it would be. I don't think that we'd get a 6th round pick. If we do, it would probably be conditional. But with the way that works is if a team does one good in one department and bad in the other, we don't get it. So it will be very, very interesting to see if Jonathan Abram gets traded. I don't think he will, specifically because he's probably been playing his better side of his football of his career right now this year, getting used near the line of scrimmage more where he can blitz the quarterback, really just doesn't get exposed in coverage a lot because he's not being told to be in coverage a lot. So I think that Abram, there's no reason for us to trade him. But if you guys are all for accepting a 7th round pick for Jonathan Abram, then maybe we could see that. But I wouldn't trade him for a 7th. I don't think that he's worth more. But at the same time, I don't think that a 7th round pick would make the impact of Jonathan Abram on this team, if you get what I mean, right? Jonathan Abram is a 100+ tackler guy. You don't really get that out of a 7th rounder right away. So I don't really see the need to do it. In terms of Cleveland Ferrell, for me, it's an absolute no-go for Cleveland, not because I think that Cleveland's some superstar defensive lineman, but simply I think that Cleveland Ferrell adds a ton to this team in the run defense. I'm not saying that Cleveland Ferrell is going to get another contract with the Raiders. I don't think that that'll end up being the case, but I think that he has a shot, right? Somebody that we know it hasn't worked out. It hasn't lived up to the 4th overall pick. But honestly, I don't think that at this point where we're at 4 years later, I don't really think that matters at this point. You know, we know that we lost. We know that we missed on Cleveland Ferrell as a pass rusher. We definitely did not miss out on Cleveland Ferrell as a run stopper. Of course, not good value for where he was drafted, but it is what it is. I think that Cleveland Ferrell, an elite run stopper in this game, who can get to the quarterback every now and again, mostly when he's playing on the inside. I think that there's no reason to trade him or Jonathan Abram, which are two of our 2019 draft classes. So we'll see. Trade. Who is Jay? What? Trade J.E. Manier? I don't know what that means. Let's see. Might as well, if he's not coming back, might as well get something. John B, that is the other way to look at it, right? If he's not going to come back and we're not going to give him a new contract, might as well ship him off, get something on the way out. That is a smart way to look at it, right? And that is kind of why the New England Patriots kind of always have a bunch of picks in the draft in the later rounds that they kind of use to move forward into the mid rounds, which could end up being a good idea, right? So if you look at it in terms of, okay, let's stockpile 6th, 7th, and 5th to try and trade up early into the 4th, middle into the 4th. Yeah, maybe you could use that as a tactic as well. So who knows? Maybe that's what Dave Ziegler has in mind. And if it does, well, we'll all see the master plan once the draft comes. But I think we're too far from that, and we are very well still in this season to be thinking about the draft at that point. But I understand it's a revolving door, right? What comes around, or what goes around comes around. So we'll see, man. Let's see. If we make a trade, I think we give up a second for a DT, somebody like Daron Payne or Derek Brown. I think Daron Payne you won't have to spend a second round pick for Daron Payne unless the Panthers are absolutely insisting that he is not up for grabs. But I think that trading for Derek Brown, or trading a second round pick for Derek Brown, isn't the smartest. The same with Daron Payne. Daron Payne is a pure run stopper that'll really set the tone. That'll set the line of scrimmage, reset it as well. They're both fantastic players. Derek Brown, of course, is younger, but they're pretty close. I think Derek Brown is 24. Daron Payne's 25. My thing is that with Daron Payne, I think you can get him for a third. Derek Brown seems like he's not going to be on the market in terms of what the Panthers have said. But in terms of Daron Payne, I would absolutely send them a third-round pick, because you have to keep in mind we're going to have to take on a pretty good contract for Daron Payne, because he is going to expect to get paid. On top of that, you're going to have to pay him, because you don't just trade away a third-round pick to let him walk in free agency the next year. Now, Derek Brown, you have him under contract for 2 seasons. So you maybe could look at it as more of a project. Maybe you feel like you could develop him into something more. Maybe think you can develop a pass rushing side of him. But I don't know. I think if you really want to make a splash by the deadline, you go out and you trade for a defensive lineman that's really going to set the tone on your interior of your defensive line. So would you trade Jermaine Illuminor? Oh, Jermaine Illuminor. Nobody's going to take that. If you want to get rid of Jermaine Illuminor, you might as well cut him. Nobody's going to trade for him. Let Abram finish the season now. It's his third system, a new system for him too. Absolutely. I think you let Abram stay. Even if you're not going to keep him, let Abram stay. Who would I trade for? I've been saying this since last offseason that I would have called up the Washington Commanders for Jonathan Allen. But yeah, or Jonathan Allen or Daron Payne. I stand with that statement. I think Daron Payne is a perfect option. Young, 25, great addition to the defensive line if you can make it. I don't think that I would really necessarily push for somebody crazy on the offense unless it is a right tackle. Now, the name Jack Conklin has came up a lot from the Browns. And I think, honestly, where this offense is going, Jack could be a good option, right? But it all depends. What way do you want to use that right tackle? Or what way do you want to fill that right tackle void? Do you want to go the option of trading for a veteran right tackle that you know is going to be reliable. He isn't at the top of his game. He's nowhere near the bottom of his game, but you know where he's at. He's already kind of hit his peak. You know the player you have, you know his value, all that kind of good stuff. Or do you want to go and work through the draft and go out there, try and shoot out another early or mid-round pick on a right tackle and kind of hope and praise that he adjusts to the NFL? Or, kind of see what you have in Thayer Munford, allow Thayer Munford to play a lot more. So you kind of have three different options, right? Jermaine Illuminor has failed. He's not our starter, in my opinion. We have absolutely massively hit on one of our favorite targets that we were talking about in the offseason, which was Dylan Parham. That was an absolute hit, home run, third round pick. Great job. But we are still looking at that right tackle spot. Thayer Munford is raw as a prospect, but he's learned to pick, or we've learned he can pick up very, very quickly. So we'll see, man. Jack C, that would be an absolute huge pickup. If you can make that happen, I don't think it'll cost a lot. I think that you could send him a 6th-round pick and get it done. Maybe even send him a 6th and a 7th next year and get it done. I think you can do that for sure. But Jack Conklin, the thing is with him, he's been with the Browns that run the ball so much, so he would fit in this scheme pretty well if we look to continue to make the run game our identity. If that's what we want to do going forward, then let's do it, man. Go out and get Jack C, man, because he can do it. On top of it, he's a pretty good pass blocker. He's a little bit better in the pass blocking department than he is in the run blocking. But hey, it all depends on how you want to get this done. I would absolutely trade for him if you can. Illuminor is not the move going forward. Thayer Munford is raw, but if you give him the reps, I think that he could work out. So we'll see, man. We'll definitely see. Shout out to Watts. He says we have a lot of picks already. We do. Illuminor, hell no. I think they should get a DT for sure. Yeah, me too. I think that that's a no-brainer. We've been lacking a defensive tackle for many years now, with probably 2-3 regimes now. We've been lacking that. Nobody has had the nuts to go out and trade for them. So, yeah, I mean, we're still lacking that defensive tackle, that interior defensive line presence. That is a massive issue. Daron Payne, like a lot of people have been saying, like I've been saying for the past 2 years, would definitely fix that, right? And he's a long-term option. He's not just a Band-Aid that, you could tear it off and there you go. You have the problem again, right? So I think that Daron Payne is your best option. Do I think that the Washington Commanders trade him for a 3rd-round pick? I think that you can get that done. I think you can get it done. Munford is getting up to speed fast. I like our O-line. I agree. Like I was saying, Thayer Munford, this is the thing. With Thayer Munford, he has a very high ceiling. The tangibles, his build, his size, pause if necessary. He has that prototypical NFL right tackle wingspan, height. He has everything that you would want in a right tackle in the NFL in terms of his prototype, right? Tall, long wingspan, good feet in terms of pass pro, good pad level in terms of the run game. He has everything, right? He has all the tools, but he is very, very raw, right? So it depends. Do you want to give him the snaps and kind of say, okay, we know he's going to lose a lot, but we know he's going to gain a lot of, knowledge of the game. We know he's going to understand the speed of the NFL game more. And going forward, you can mold him into being your starter. Or do you want to let him kind of learn on the sidelines, like what we did with Andre James behind a veteran? Not saying that Jack Conklin is at the same level as Rodney Hudson when Rodney Hudson was Andre James's mentor, but it's pretty simple. It's pretty similar. If I were to compare the two situations, they are similar, right? So if you want a mentor type that you can kind of wait a few years, then yeah, go out and do that. I think that that's not a bad idea at all. If that's what we think will be the best in terms of the Raiders' plans, let's do that. I think that both options are smart. Both options are smart because either which way you upgrade at your right tackle position and you don't have this right tackle carousel or this right side offensive line musical chairs anymore. So I think it allows, a whole unit to get to know each other and move forward. I think that that's big. Mumford is going to be our right tackle. Just put him in. Put him in the fire, just like Parham and Colt Miller. I agree, Watts. I agree. If we want to go young and know what we got, let's go do it. I agree. I agree. Let's call Carolina about Matt Ioannidis. AJ, bro, dude, if you find a way to scroll down 400 so videos that is on this channel, one of the first maybe 10 videos on this channel from last offseason, like 2020 or whenever it was that I started this channel, I made a whole video dedicated to Matt Ioannidis about 2 years ago. This man right here should have been a Raider. I would definitely call Carolina. I thought that we were dumb for not signing him in free agency. I would absolutely love to get Matt Ioannidis on this roster. Phenomenal run stopper, can definitely get to the passer. Has about 6 sacks, 7 sacks, 8.5, and 6 sacks in the last few years that he's been healthy. So he can get to the quarterback, man. And he is a damn good run stopper. I think he's only about 28 or 29. Matt Ioannidis is definitely a good call. So I would absolutely give Carolina a call if they're willing to trade Matt Ioannidis. So I would definitely see what's the deal with that. Shout out to GA showing off the emojis. What else? He says, I don't think Ziegler is going to get into another draft without a first and a second. I'm not saying that we need to trade a first or a second round pick, but I definitely think that Deron Payne, you can pick him up for a third rounder, if I'm being honest with you. Andre James is a great run blocker, and pass blocking is good too. I kind of think it's the opposite. I think he's a great pass blocker and is decent in the run game. I think that Andre James still struggles at times with a nose tackle or a zero technique in front of him. But at the same time, one-on-one matchups, it's going to kind of be hard regardless. So I can't really knock Andre that much. I think that Andre James has definitely developed. He's came far from what he was last season. I did not like Andre James last year. I thought that he was definitely somebody that should have been replaced, but he's made me eat my words, and going forward, Andre James has been phenomenal this year. Definitely respect what Andre James has done. Is Roquan Smith the biggest splash we can make in a trade? Maybe in terms of like big time name, but really Roquan Smith, you're going to have to pay him a lot. Chicago's not going to want to let him go without the proper compensation. But Roquan Smith ultimately does want to leave. He does want to leave. He's made that clear in the offseason that he either wanted to get paid or leave. They didn't pay him. He decided to stay and play on that contract. They just traded away, I guess, a good friend of him with what was the dude that just left? Whatever. One of you guys can remind me the dude that just got traded over to the Eagles. So yeah, I mean, I think that in terms of a big-time name, yeah, maybe Roquan Smith is the biggest name that you could go out there on the trade deadline and go out and get. I would just rather go and get somebody on the defensive line, if I'm being honest with you. I think that you can find Robert Quinn. I think that you could find very good linebackers to the draft. I'm being honest with you. I think you can. Let's see, 6-0, 6-2, 190, 95. Oh, 6 foot, 6'2", 190, 195. Yeah. We're on the same page. When you break it down, we need an edge rusher on the other side of Max. We need a bull of a DT, need a solid cornerback to play with Rock Yassin and Haas, need a couple solid linebackers. We need a defense. Yeah, for sure. The defense is built with pieces, right? It's been built with scraps that the offense has, left behind with the money, right? I think that you definitely could try and develop Malcolm Kuntz more by giving him more reps. And I think that that's probably going to be like the boy who cried wolf situation with Malcolm Kuntz. I feel like us as a fan base, we're going to just pray, hope, and beg that he gets more reps on the opposite side of Max Crosby. I don't think that's going to happen because of the investment that they made with Chandler Jones, but I hope it does. I hope that they can kind of understand that Malcolm Kuntz is emerging and Chandler Jones is kind of on a decline at this point of his career, which is still a good decline, right? I mean, he's been playing better and better each game, but we're kind of in the position that we really need to win games now. But yeah, I mean, I agree. You could definitely look and get an edge rusher. I don't think that edge rusher is a massive need in terms of the other two positions that you mentioned, or other three positions that you said with defensive tackle, corner, and linebacker. I think that edge rusher is last on that list. Shout out to my guy Van City. Let's see. Roquan deserves his bag. He's a great player. I like Roquan Smith. I do. He definitely fits this defense. I will say that. He definitely fits this defense. So if you want to go out and get somebody young, go out and get Roquan Smith for the second level of the defense. I wouldn't be mad at it at all. I'm just saying that I would rather Deron Payne or a big time investment on a interior defense alignment. Let's see. If we have a top 20 pick this year, who's a defensive player we should keep an eye out for? Snaps, absolutely too early to ask me that question. Now, I'm sure if you ask our guy Raiders scout on that, he'll probably have an answer for you. I don't have an answer, and I hope that after this week, when we win the game, we will be looking further and further away from the draft. But I have no idea. I would definitely look at a linebacker and an interior defensive lineman, but defensive tackles are not easy to come by this draft class from what I have seen. Rotate Jones, keeps his legs fresh. Agreed. Edge rushers, we have two right now who barely play or scratched on game day. Yep, I agree. Facts, Kuntz needs more reps, of course. Cornerback Joey Porter out of Penn State or cornerback Forbes from Mississippi State. Have to look at those. Shout out to my guy Bourbon. Gave me some homework, man. Gave me some homework. Is there any college games on right now still or no? Let's see. Dope shirt, Andy. Shout out to our guy. You know, you know, Redemption brand with our guy Ray the Tape. So shout out to our guy Ray the Tape, man. Kuntz and Bowers should be playing. Kuntz should be playing. Tashawn Bowers, I think, has been either inactive or hurt almost every single game. So there's that. But Tashawn has definitely he had a good preseason. I felt like he should have got a chance to play. So Joey Porter Jr. is probably a top 10 pick. Didn't he have wasn't his pops in the NFL? Hey Andy, are we gonna pay JJ? At this point, we have to. We have to, right? He's shown every reason why you should pay him. The only thing that's knocking him is the position he plays, is the running back position, right? How replaceable is that position? Very, if you put it on paper. But the way that he's played this year, it's hard to go and have confidence in anybody to go out and do what he's doing right now. In my opinion, I would give Jacobs another contract for sure. I would probably keep it under 4 years. I would probably have it around 3 years, a 3-year deal for sure. Close to about, I don't know, 19 to 20 million dollars. And at the end of the day, Josh Jacobs, a 3-year deal would definitely keep him in a prime position to get a second contract or a second payday with another team if he is still healthy. So yeah. Joey Porter, linebacker from Pittsburgh. Yeah, there we go. He needs to stay healthy for the entire season. That's also very, very important in terms of contract. Michigan at Michigan State at Tennessee, or Kentucky at Tennessee. Josh Jacobs for president. Yeah, that'd be funny. Yeah, it's Pops Joey Porter. I forget you young. Shout out to my guy Watts. Says, do you think they're waiting to see when we win this game to make a trade for Conklin and Payne? I think that would be very, 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 very dope if we went out there, got a victory in New Orleans, in their stadium, and then showed that we are here to play by making a big time trade for one of these either right tackles or defense alignment. But I'm completely on the same side as our brother Watts. I doubt that the Raiders are going to be trading for a big time or a splash player or a starter. I don't think that we're going to do that. There's nothing in me that says that the Raiders have that itch, right? You know, Devontae Adams is a no-brainer. You're never going to freaking be in that position, that prime of a position to make that big of a trade again. For the value that we got, Devontae was an absolute steal. And in terms of Yannick Ngakoue, we let him go for, yes, a starter with Rock Ya-Sin. I just don't have that feeling that we're gonna do it. If we did go out though, oh man, if we did go out there and win this game, then within the next 24 hours we went out and made a big trade like that. That would really, really, really not put the league on notice, but really show um just really show the league that we're still trying to compete this season and we're not just hanging our heads. Porter was a beast and he talked hella trash. Sounds like he should have been a Raider. Joey Porter Jr., Eli Ricks, or DJ Turner. We got to get one of those CBs. We already have a DJ Turner on the roster. Let's see. How do we beat the Saints? You run that ball. You establish a run. You give DC time to get in a rhythm with play action and screens, and then you absolutely kill them in the fourth quarter. That's how you beat them. That's how you beat them. Sup Nation, and I think that's a recipe, Tuav, to beat any team, if I'm being honest, because you establish that run and you go out and you do what you need to do. Keep the opponent's team's best player on the sideline. I think he's still coaching. Just traded Jayon Brown and Keelan Cole for Conklin and Brent Delpit from Cleveland. See if you could have traded for Greedy Williams. See if you could have made that trade go through, Bourbon. I think he means in Madden, chat. What up? Shout out to my guy Anthony in the building. We go and play aggressively and do hurry up to avoid the noise and take the crowd out of it if that's possible. That's also a very, very good idea, technique. That is smart. So, Andy, I was thinking if we didn't get Adams, we might have took one of those picks and drafted Chris Olave. Well, if we want to look back at the draft, we met with both Ohio State boys. We met with Chris Olave and Garrett Wilson at the NFL scouting combine. We met with both of them. I definitely think that if we wouldn't have landed Devontae, I definitely think that we would have still went out and invested one of those first round picks into a receiver. It was absolutely necessary. Me personally, I felt like we should have used a second round pick if we didn't get Devontae on a receiver because of how deep the draft class was. I felt like we should have went out there and got a linebacker and then got a wide receiver in the second round. I think that's what we should have did. I really, really wanted Wan'Dale Robinson. Like really, really wanted Wan'Dale Robinson on this team. I felt like he just made so much sense. And if you look at it, the role that DJ Turner's getting is a role that Wan'Dale Robinson would thrive in. Wan'Dale Robinson takes those sweeps. He's a hard runner. He can get those screens behind the line of scrimmage. He can line up in the backfield. He can do all that kind of stuff. But I believe the New York Giants got him, and he's doing okay. So, yeah, I felt like we should have doubled up in the draft with a receiver if we wouldn't have got Devontae. But Devontae is on the team, so I don't really care. Ziegler is full of surprises. You never know what he's up to. John Beck, I hope it's a good surprise because recently we've been having shitty ones. Waller is playing hurt again. He ain't healed. Hopefully he is healed, but at the same time, man, those hammies, you just got to feel them out. I think that we're going to see this quite a bit with Darren Waller this season. I don't really know unless he gets placed on IR, if we're ever going to see a fully healthy Waller this season. I think that the next time that we see him fully healthy is next year if he's still on the team. I appreciate that Ziegler and McDaniels keep their mouths shut and don't put all of their business till the deals are done. I like that as well. Olave looks good. Yeah, Wan'Dale Robinson plays for the Giants. That's why they traded Kadarius Toney to the Chiefs. Well, there you go. Yeah, I really like Wan'Dale Robinson, man. Just traded a Luminor and a fifth +6 for Greedy Williams. Holy shit, dude. That's crazy. Carr's way better than Daniel Jones. Fuck that. Well, I mean, yes, but Daniel Jones is having the better season. Yes, I agree with you, Wise, but Daniel Jones is having the better season. But I do think that Daniel Jones also has better coaching, but Daniel Jones also doesn't have the better weapon. So depends on how you look at it. Derek Carr is the better quarterback, correct? Daniel Jones is having the better season, though. Do you remember the Patriots using these dumb trick plays? Yes and no. They started doing that in 2020, making those weird ass trick plays, which I don't know why. Um, but I feel like to me, trick plays look desperate and looks like a team isn't confident in their play calling to get down the field. So we'll see. Um, I liked Wandale. He would have complimented Renfro. I agree, 100%. I really liked Wandale Robinson for the simple fact that I felt like with the scheme that we had um, coming in, obviously we know better now, but I felt like we were gonna see a lot of two slot receivers and all that kind of stuff. So I thought that that would just work, and I thought that we were going to see a lot more two tight end sets and all that kind of stuff. So I really wanted to look at another, a Jelani Woods or something like that in the draft. The dude from Coastal Carolina as well. His name is leaving me right now. But yeah, all those guys. I would have liked to see that, but yeah, I mean, it is what it is. We're here now. I mean, ultimately, 2-4 is not where we should be, but it looks like we're trending in the right direction. So we'll see. Um, let's see. Yes, they did, especially after the Fleet Flicker. Yeah, I mean, in 2020, they really started doing that dumb shit over there in New England with trick plays. But I mean, Derek Carr kind of described it in his presser as he doesn't really see them as trick plays. He just sees them as a play that needs to be executed. But I kind of think that's bullshit. Like when you make your running back take the snap and then throw the ball across the fucking field to your quarterback and then have your quarterback throw a pass to your fucking wide receiver on a crossing route. That's a trick play. Like, let's not fucking play dumb here. Like, there's no need to lie. But yeah, I think that I think we all know that those are trick plays. But yeah. Um, Belichick uses tricks off the camera to win. My thing is that if we want to do stuff like that, I have no shame in doing what the rest of the NFL does do and make it a copycat league. You have the best play caller in your division. If you want to do trick plays, take them out of his book. Take them out of Andy Reid's book, right? Don't try and make some dumb shit up of your own and have us looking like fucking imbeciles on game day. Don't make us look like that. Because that just fucking it just looks bad. But I think that the trick plays don't really, to me, I don't really see them being as effective as maybe they see them. But I'm not the one getting paid to coach, so yeah. Let's see. I think McDaniels will stop calling trick plays once one ends up in a turnover. Yeah, I agree, but then I think at that point it's just kind of stupid, right? It's like you're just playing with fire, and then once you get fucking burned, now I'm gonna stop. It doesn't. I don't think that that's a smart motto. The entire defense ran to Jacobs, though. That's the reason why you call that, but you have to know when to do it. The play before the Jacobs had a long run. Yeah, exactly. On top of that, Watts, I believe there was one drive where we ran two trick plays on one drive. One worked, one didn't. And I was like, it kind of just fucking takes the air out of the drive when you're running the ball really good, or if you're going down the field and you're making good progression, right? You're going down the field pretty easily, and then you call a trick play and it doesn't fucking work, and you look like a dumbass, and then it kind of takes the air out of the fucking offense, and then you kind of got to get going again. So I don't know. Yeah, it was that drive. Yeah, well, yeah, there we go. But I don't really know how I feel about those trick plays. I'd rather see more screens. Been bad 100%. 100%. I think that we have the right personnel for that. I know that we haven't seen a lot of Amir Abdullah. I think Amir Abdullah is a really good scat back that you can get the ball in space, or yeah, you can get him the ball in space, and he'll do really good with the ball on a screen. Same with Josh Jacobs. He's clearly gotten better at catching the football for one. So I think that with the way that he's looking right now, you get him the ball in space, and I think that's a recipe for success. We have a couple receivers that look good. Catching screens. DJ Turner, Devontae Adams is just good at everything. If you want to do that, do that. I'm not really a fan of Hunter Renfro on screen plays just because you're kind of, if the screenplay doesn't work and your linemen don't get out there, then you kind of have like three defensive players all just full charge, full force at him, and he's not really in a position where he should be taking a lot of hits. Darren Waller, I don't like to see Darren Waller on screen plays because he doesn't fight for yards, and he kind of falls weird each time he gets tackled. So I don't really want to see him get hurt more. I think that Foster Moreau, running a screen of Foster Moreau every now and again, wouldn't be a bad idea because that guy really fucking fights. He's a tough dude to bring down. So yeah. Yeah, let's see. We need more screens. If the trick play ended up in a TD, he looks like a genius. Since he didn't, it just looks silly. Well, I mean, even if it did end up in a touchdown, I don't think he looks like a genius. I think he just caught the defense by surprise, right? I think that's what trick plays are for. But when you try and trick the defense and it doesn't work, so yeah, you just look like a fucking dumbass. Like, yeah, I'm not a big fan of it. McDaniels needs to be more comfortable with his team first. Yeah, that could be it too. Screens with blockers on space. I'm just curious to know, has anyone seen Cards? My bad, yo. I've been working since fucking 5. My bad. No, I have not seen car insurance commercial. I seen Derek Carr's commercial with those slides, with those sandals. I seen that. Hunter and Waller don't get yards after catch. Agreed. Yeah, you run screens when you have bunch formations too. I agree. Shout out to my guy Carlos, says Raider Nation for life, my brother, man. Digital Prez in the building. What's good? What is good, my dog, man? In that same play to DJ Turner, only use it sparingly. I agree. Made you yawn, my bad. If I made any of you guys yawn, my fault, y'all. My bad. Have the line pulled to the right, throw screen to the left. Very good play as well. Has the defense pulling to the wrong direction. Good. Damn, bro, that was a fat ass yawn, bro. Like I said, I've been up working since 5 in the morning, bro. It is like fucking 6 something. I got back at 5, and then I had 30 minutes before I came back on here. So yeah, I apologize for the yawn, y'all. Yeah, establish the run, then run a successful play action. That's a trick play enough for me. 1,000%, 100%, 100%. Kelly Bread Breaks. That's a dope name. And he had to keep Foster at tight end and you'd Waller at wide receiver, splitting time with Mac. I don't dislike that idea at all. I don't dislike that idea at all. I think that that's a very, very good idea, especially in the red zone. It's very, very good. So we'll see. We'll see. I think that's smart. I think that's smart because at that point you have a ton of fucking mismatches. But I think that's smart in a formation where you have Devontae on the left, Waller at the right, Foster in that tight end, Jacob Johnson in that fullback, and Jacobs at the I. But if not, I kind of just want, or you could, because then if not, I think you got Mac Hollins, or no, you got Devontae on the left, Mac Hollins on the right, Darren on the right with Foster. No. Darren on the left with Foster on the right to help the right tackle. And then you can have Jacobs in the eye. And then you have a really, really even formation. Like there, you don't get more even than that, right? You have what is it? 7 guys on the line of scrimmage, 2 guys on the outside, 1 guy in the backfield. Yeah, I think that's smart. Screen sweeps and unexpected deep balls, pause, is all we need close to a trick play. Facts. We have Jacobs as a threat underneath in the passing game on play action for sure. Let's see. Nah, bro, you gotta see that shit, Andy, when you get a minute. What do you mean? Oh, the video, the his ad. Let's see. I've been up since 4. It's 9:15. I'm 71. Ben Bad. I want to be like you, bro. I want to be like you. But Ben, you can't act like you haven't yawned at all today. You can't act like you haven't yawned. I could fucking yawn. I can yawn, bro. It's not mean I'm about to go to sleep. I can yawn. Like, come on, man. Yo, check the music from 1985 from Bowling for Super Derek Carr plays guitar. What the fuck? What up, Nation? Shout out to my guy Mikey in the building. Was good. They were doing that the first few games before Waller got hurt. Then, yeah, we need to continue doing what we were doing, but at the same time, we lost in the first few games, so maybe not. But yeah, if that's what Josh McDaniels wants to call and that's what he feels comfortable in, then let's run it. Let's run it. Whatever Josh McDaniels thinks is the best play call, I guess, as long as it's not a 2-point conversion with the game on the line and fucking kicking onside kicks and dumb shit like that. Then yeah, I don't yawn. Sorry, Ben, you're fucking lying. You're lying. You're lying. I highly doubt that you've been up for 17 hours and you haven't yawned once. False. You yawn to give your brain a shot of oxygen. I guess I just gave my brain a shot of oxygen again. Andy, you need a wasted on camera nap. Yo, that man ways to be slumbering on live, bro. And that shit's funny. Early game, facts. Shout out to my people in the Bay. We know that this is a morning game. This is fucking what? It's 10 a.m. for us. Let's see. I was at work today at 8, got off at 7 p.m. and I yawned a couple times at work. There you go. There you go. Fucking 11 hours. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Hey, Andy, is all your family Raider fans? All my immediate family is Raider fans. Unfortunately, my sister's husband is a Steelers and Niners fan, so he's got it all the way fucked up. But all of my immediate family is Raider fans. We don't have any dumbasses in my immediate family. Now, it was pretty funny when we beat the Steelers, so I was able to, I was able to, talk my shit to my sister's husband with that. But yeah, it was pretty funny. You and Dodge doing the game again? Yes. And also before the game, you guys, before the game starts, an hour before, we'll be here. Me, Graf, will be on here talking on shit before the game, giving predictions and shit like that. And then I'm gonna go over there with him on his channel, live, play by play. We're gonna do all that fun shit. Hopefully it's fun. Hopefully we win, so it's fun. But yeah, we'll be on Graf's channel for the game. Yeah. Yeah, we'll be alive on his channel for the game. We're gonna have a pregame on my channel, so we'll see. Less than 45 away from 1K. Y'all, in the chat, we got over 100. We got about 150 guys in here. Shout out to you guys, by the way. My guy is less than 45 away from 1,000 subscribers. If you have not subbed, the channel name is right there on the screen for you guys. Digital Prez. Go shoot him a search on your search box. Hit him with a sub button. Let's get him to that goal. This man right here does so much work for the nation, man. That intro that you see to every stream and every video was my dog right here. That outro that you see to every stream and every video was my dog right here, and so many more stuff throughout the nation that you see. You'll understand that it was my dog right here. So please hit that sub button on his channel, man. Get him to that goal. And shit, while you're at it, sub over here if you haven't already too, because we're about 50 away from 7,000. So if you want to do that, do that. But get my guy right here straight first. And then you could help me out. But help my dog out first, man. Help my dog out first. Let's see. 4 hours of sleep will have me pissed off. Bro, I'm not gonna lie. I work better on 5 hours of sleep than I do with 8. I have no idea why. I have no idea why. I work better on 5 hours than 8 hours. I feel like with 8 hours, my body just doesn't really get out of rest mode. With 5 hours, my body's like, "Yep, you got your little nap. Time to go." But with 8 hours, I feel like my body's stuck in like, "Nah, I just want to chill here." And then I'm kind of just like, I don't know. I could get out of it, but it takes a little bit longer. But with 5 hours, I feel like that's the perfect number. 6 is good too. 7 is pushing it, but 8 I think is too much though. 8 I think is too much. I think 5 hours is the good number for me. 5.5 is good too. 5.5 is good. Yeah. How much hours of sleep did you guys need? How much hours of sleep did you guys need for you guys to be functioning good? For me, bro, more sleep, more sluggish I am, bro. I swear. 5 hours, I'm good. I'm good. 5 hours, boop, I'm out of there. Let's go. I'm good. Bro, you already know, man. You already know. Mine's is half Raiders and Niners, big family fighting. Yeah, man. I don't have any immediately any outside my immediate family. I don't got out here, so I don't really have that whole battle with my cousins, all that kind of stuff. I don't really fuck with football. Oh yeah, 5 to 6, 3. Nah, that's different. Three, three is crazy. 3 is crazy. That's a fucking like dog. I remember the worst shit that I did to myself was 45 minutes and then I worked 10 hours. I felt like I was drunk. 45 minutes and then went to work fucking 10 hours. I felt like I was drunk, yo. Like that was horrible. Horrible. 3 hours? I hope you don't do that consistently because I did a 45-minute just boop, I'm up and I dipped. And I felt horrible. Anything anybody said had me just fucked up. Like, bro, if I was talking like this, I would have had a headache and hella shit. Nah, bro. 3 hours is crazy. 5 is perfect. 4 hours, anything over that, I get late. 1 hour, yeah, you're different. You're different, Rowdy. You're different. Rudolph 5, I agree. At least 6, under 6. Okay. They call that youthful energy. Yeah, bro. Nah. 3 hours is crazy though. 3 hours. 3 hours is fucking crazy. At least 6. I'm good with 5, 5.5. That's I'm good. But I'm telling you, what if I'm sleeping 8 hours, I feel I can't get out of it. 6 hours, 4 hours of sleep and a power nap at lunch. There you go. Shout out to my guy Kenny. He went out there and he subbed to the dog Digital Prez. I'm telling you, if you haven't, go sub more than 9. Hey, I respect it. My dog be getting his sleep in, bro. Ex-military, I appreciate you for your service. Arjun, I appreciate you. Appreciate that. 1 fucking hour. You're disgusting. You're crazy. Power naps are clutch. I never got into the whole power nap thing because I feel like if I close my eyes midday and I let my body shut down for an hour, I wouldn't want to do anything else after that. I wouldn't want to do anything else after that. Power naps, really? Y'all are fans of the power naps? Rick Glenn says 8, but I'm old. But eight is like 8's what's like. That's what they tell you is healthy, right? 4 Warrior of God says 10 straight up. Cuban Raiders says sub from Cuba. Appreciate that, my guy. 36 hours of you recovering from it, Mr. Swirly. I'm dead. I'm dead to the world for those 4 hours. Facts, Ben. Like, yo, there was an earthquake at in the Bay in like San Jose recently. And dog, apparently some people felt it around here. I didn't feel shit. Bro, them earthquakes, I be sleeping. I'm done. You felt that? No, don't ask me again. I was asleep. Anyone who says less than 3 hours is full of shit. I'm be honest, Raider Zach. I believe them. I believe them. I believe them. Because they confidently said 1 hour and 3 hours. I'm telling you, dog, when you get more sleep, you just feel like, oh, man. Y'all taking naps because you can't stay awake with less than 4 hours? Hey, man. I'm telling you, that day, 45 minutes and then did a 10-hour shift, dog. Whew. Dog, I hated life for them 10 hours. And it was 10 hours in customer service having to deal with people. Oh my God, I wanted to slap every customer. Between 3 to 6. So what's the average there, though, Raider Dangerfield? What's the average? I can tell by your profile picture, y'all be knocking back coffees. I don't drink no coffee. That's my thing. I don't drink coffee. I work with coffee with what I'm doing right now, but I don't drink it. I don't. I don't like coffee. But 5 hours is perfect. Give me 5 hours in a fucking water jug, a gallon water jug, bro. I'm working. No, I'm not saying that you're lying, Ben. I 100% believe you. 3 to 6, but what's the average? 4.5. Okay, the average is 4.5. You don't get sleep with a newborn. I think that's different, though, right? I think that's different. Right? Because you're worried on time. You got to take care and all that kind of stuff. I think it's a little bit different. You literally would go insane without sleep for sure. Yeah, you drink coffee. Be honest, how much coffee I drink? I try to get 6 if I don't stay up late. Okay, that's fair. I don't do caffeine, try not to. Like, I'm telling you, I do not drink coffee at all. I don't remember the last time I drank coffee. I don't. I don't like the taste, and I feel like it does not benefit me. Once a week, coffee once a week. It's not bad. Bro, I have my mom cannot function without coffee. She get like fucking head like migraines without coffee. Can't function without it. I can't do it. Coffee is just like, eh. Drinking coffee now, no alcohol. Well, that's fair, right? What about frappes? I don't like none of that. Like nothing, latte, whatever. I don't like nothing, none of that. But this is the thing, though. This is what they try. This is what they don't tell you with coffee. This is what they don't tell you with coffee. Coffee is the world's legal drug, bro. Coffee is the world's legal drug. People are addicted to that shit, bro. I work with it. I work with coffee. Now, I didn't before. I work with coffee. These people fucking drink this shit like water. Like, these people are addicted to fucking coffee. A 32 ounce of coffee, but it's decaf or low caffeine. So it's like super dark roast then. Ah, man. You're supposed to get sleep. It's how your body recovers physically and mentally. That's not like drinking enough water. 4.5 hours explains why 70% of the country has anxiety or depression. Bro, I'm not gonna lie. I've never felt either one of those things, and I don't sleep a lot. Like, I'll be honest, bro. Like, I'm Reese. You're probably right. That sleep is like maybe why some people have anxiety or depression. Not mine, not me. I ain't never felt either one of those things. I'd be happy because I'm alive. Fuck else I gotta be fucking sad for, or in whatever. I know that there's other shit, but people go through worse. That's how I look at it. Coffee will kill you just like alcohol, bro. I'm telling you, coffee is the world's legal drug. Shout out to my guy, that Raiders fan. He says, yo, Andy, I was there in Vegas when you hit that long field goal. I'm telling you, bro, 9 years of soccer, bro, I'm not playing. I could kick that fucking ball. Yo, just like this, outside of Rodney Hudson and Charles Woodson, the number one person, and I'm gonna end off the live like this, and I want you guys outside of these Hall of Famers that have all spent their time coming into the Raiders, right? Outside of the Hall of Famers that we've seen come in and wear the silver and black, who was that player that like you really, really enjoyed watching, and you guys like, if, how do I explain this? Because for me, Sebastian fucking Janikowski, I was a big soccer fan, or I'm a big soccer fan. So one of the main reasons why I watched football was because Janikowski. Janikowski for me is in my top 3 Raiders. For me, personally, for me, it's Charles Woodson, Rodney Hudson, Janikowski. But if you had to name somebody that's in your top 3, top 5, that's not a Hall of Famer, but you love so much, it could not even be a Raider. But for me, I don't really watch anybody else. But for me, it was just Janikowski, the original, the OG of the number 11, bro. That was my guy. No, but those are Hall of Famers, Tuave. Justin Fargnandi, Medina Air, like, bro, these guys, like, they're not like Hall of Famers, right? Bojack, Marcus Sound, those guys, come on, man. Like, those are Hall of Famers. But I'm saying, like, outside of the big ticket, the big name, who was it? Like, if I had to put it, right? If I had to put it for somebody on this roster right now, right? They give Renfro his respect, but I respect Hunter so much more because the dude's a fucking little guy and he's just throwing his body out there and doing everything for the team, right? So if I had to say one, like, for now, it'd probably be Renfro. It's like, damn, like, I could respect that little motherfucker for going out there and just thugging it out with the team. He knows he's gonna get blasted, but he's playing anyways. Like, I love that. Todd Christensen, Sapp, but Sapp is a Hall of Famer, right? Yeah, he has to be. Mac has to be. Look, for me, Mac is in my. Yeah, Mac is in the top 5. Mac is in my top 5. But is Woodson, Hudson, Janikowski? That's my top 3 for me. But if you had to put outside of a Hall of Famer, gold jacket, big ticket, big name player, who would you say was that guy that made you love football? Or made you love Raiders football? Yeah, Hunter's little, but he gets first downs. That makes me love that dude. Pause if you need it. It makes me respect him. Nnamdi, I respect that. Kaufman, Mad Max is my favorite player on the team right now. I respect that. For me, it's I'm not gonna read that out. Kenny says, Prez, when are you posting? Prez, let him know. Bo Jackson. Okay. Yeah, Charles Woodson is just too easy, bro. But for me, not many people say a fucking kicker, but for me, because of how much I watch football little, or how much I watched soccer as a little kid, Janikowski for me was just like, that was that guy for me. Like, that was that guy for me. Do you think this could be a trap game? No. Marcel Reese is a perfect one, Reese. Like, dude, that is a perfect one in my opinion. Like, that one right there is perfect. Marcel Reese. Come here, buddy. You want to keep barking? Come here, doggo. Come here. Come here. This dog right here wants camera time. So get him on the camera. Get him on the camera. He wants camera time. He wants everybody to hear him. Look at the camera, Elite. Hey, get him out of here. Go outside. Go outside. See, you want camera time. You want more camera. He wants more camera. I put him on the camera already. Eddie Anderson. But I think Marcel Reese is perfect. That was perfect. Seabass is too. He was. And I agree with that. I agree. But Alec Ingold is a good one too. Like these fullbacks, right? Like the ones that don't get enough credit, but we know were like they were dogs. Yeah. I love Janikowski, dog. John Ritchie, Zach Crockett, Joey Porter. Yeah, so not even Raiders. Some players made you fall in love with football that weren't even Raiders. For me, that's not a dog, that's a hairy rat. Bro, Ben Bad, I call this little dog a rat all the time. I call him a rat all the time. Call him, he's a rat. We call him that all the time. Just leave him. It's fine. That's fine, man. Yeah. Seth Roberts. Yeah. Honorable mentions, man. Honorable mentions. But look, you guys, check this out. We've been on here for over an hour already. Like I said, tomorrow before the game, an hour before the game, we are going to be back on here with my brother Graf. So if you would like to, tune in for that. We're going to do predictions. I'm going to get his side of the story on what he thinks of all these guys that are out. We're going to do predictions, all that kind of stuff. And then for the live, we're going to be on his channel. But please, you guys, I'm asking you, do me this favor. If you have not subscribed, hit that sub button. Let's get to 7,000 subscribers, y'all. Please, let's get to that goal. That'll be huge. And yeah, man, I appreciate every single one of you guys for stopping by. 150 you guys. Love you guys, man. Appreciate that. And as always, I love you guys. Stay safe. Have a wonderful rest of your day. And I'm out. Peace.
Welcome to the Death Star.